you again, old friend.
Blue Rose. It doesn't get any bluer.
Jade give 2 rides.
I'll bet she did.
Is that a cherry pie?
Fix their hearts or die.
What kind of world are we living in where people can behave like this?
People are under a lot of stress, Bradley.
Is it about the bunny?
I had another Monica Bellucci dream.
This is the water.
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
Sheriff, we've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, this episode was fun. I'm like not even sure how to like respond to having a lot to talk about because I feel like in my like outline where I was trying to come up with like the 3 things that will matter most later, I was like, I don't know what to put for this. So then part of me is like, do we have a lot to talk about? But then I like actively really enjoyed the episode and like laughed out loud a lot. So I guess I do.
Well, we'll get into it. So this is Twin Peaks The Return, Part 5. Name of the episode, Case Files. As always, written by Mark Frost David Lynch, directed by David Lynch. This one aired on June 4th, 2017. I'm not doing the viewership anymore because it's silly for streaming era.
It is.
So I'm done.
I agree.
It's more fun when it was, back in the 90s. So fun facts on this one. I just have the musical performance. It's Trouble is performing their song Snake Eyes.
I think you should start using our friend Twin Peaks blog for behind the scenes facts and just credit him.
Sure, I can go in and grab someone there.
Because
some of these
be a good route
because
for
The
that.
Return was shot all at once, like without knowing where the episodes were going to be.
I know, but like I would look through his blog. He's got tons of cool details.
All right.
I mean, he might be like, bro, I know where the sweater comes from. He had a detail about the fucking sweater.
I'll go
and that
look.
was fabulous detail. I'm just saying, I'm just plugging Twin Peaks blog.
No, I think it's a good idea.
Our guest from season 2.
Well, you want to do the plot description? And then we can start
just
talking.
read that bitch.
Cool. So, in this episode, Dougie's would-be assassins call their terrified boss, Lorraine, who sends a message that appears to activate a black box in Buenos Aires. In Buckhorn, an autopsy finds Dougie's wedding ring in the headless corpse's stomach. Looking into a mirror, Cooper's doppelganger sees that Bob is still within him. At Dougie's workplace, an insurance company called Lucky 7, Dougie reacts to a statue, coffee, and the words agent and case files. A light above his colleague, Anthony Sinclair, spurs Cooper to accuse him of lying, angering Sinclair and their boss, Bushnell Mullins. The casino owners, the Mitchum brothers, beat up and fire the supervisor, believing him complicit in Dougie's winning streak. Car thieves accidentally trigger the bomb under Dougie's car. They die. Jade drops Cooper's Great Northern Hotel room key in a mailbox. In Twin Peaks, Frank gets a visit at the station from his angry wife, Doris, who complains about a leaky pipe in their house. Becky and her jobless partner, Steven, snort drugs after borrowing money from Becky's mother, Shelley. That evening, Dr. Jacoby broadcasts conspiracy theories from his trailer as part of his Dr. Amp radio show, whatever you're going to call it. Jerry Horn in the woods and Nadine Hurley at her home listen to the broadcast. At the Pentagon, Colonel Davis learns in South Dakota the homicide detectives have pinged them on information regarding Garland Briggs' fingerprints, implying the headless corpse belongs to him. Although he says it's not going to be a hit. At the roadhouse, a man bribes Deputy Chad and assaults a woman. Cooper's doppelganger uses his prison phone call to disrupt the security system and makes some call that we don't really know. And then the black box from the beginning turns into a silver ball.
Okay, so you confirm that was Chad in
yes,
the
that was Chad,
roadhouse?
yes.
Okay, because we said that. And you were like, is that Chad? I was like, bitch, I've met Chad one time.
You put him on your not trusting him last time, so I thought you knew. But yes, that was Chad. And he took a bribe from that guy. And we can talk about who that guy is because he's credited.
Yeah, well, I have that later.
Oh, okay.
That guy later. Then. So we'll talk about him when he comes up for me.
So just general thoughts from me. I wrote, Dougie is starting to remember, which I really enjoyed throughout this episode, especially when he sees the guy with the gun pointing the gun and he just stands there pointing.
It's so gradual.
And the whole end credits is him just like touching the shoe of the statue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The end credits was like I was simultaneously giggling, but then also like, I'm so sad for you. My poor boy. Look what they've done to my boy.
There's a couple great moments. The agent thing, and he goes, agent.
Yeah.
There's something I really
He does
like.
a lot of repeating in this one, but it's
and case
very
files,
much
obviously.
Yeah, words that are relevant to his former self. So.
And what did he say? Damn good cup of joe?
Yeah, he was very excited about his coffee, and I was really happy about that. Damn good Joe.
So it's clear Cooper is beginning to remember.
Cooper Dougie.
Which I like. He still doesn't know how to use the bathroom. Or well, he knows how to use the bathroom. He still doesn't know what to do when he has to go to the bathroom.
We're not all perfect, okay?
And he's clearly a ladies' man. All the women want Dougie.
I mean,
for whatever reason.
You look at Kyle MacLachlan and you're like, yeah, sure, but beyond that, I don't know why Dougie would be a ladies' man. Dougie seems like a
women just want a guy that'll
piece
listen.
of shit.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant new Dougie.
Yeah, new Dougie would make
New
sense.
Dougie, yeah.
He's a great active listener.
Hey, old Dougie's still Kyle MacLachlan, just with bad hair.
That's exactly
and a little
what I
overweight.
just said to you. Yeah, it's like looks wise, I can get it, but like personality seems like Dougie really fucking sucked.
Yeah. Any general thoughts on this episode?
Well, all my thoughts on like any plot points or characters we meet will come later. I try to use general thoughts primarily for more like acting, like filmmaking stuff. So my filmmaking comment is that there were a few moments of cool imagery. Specifically, I liked when Mr. C was in jail and looking in the mirror. And
that was really cool.
It's like I wrote in my notes, flashes to the image from our... Oh, okay. So the graphic that we used for season 2, episode 22, which is where Bob and Dale doppelganger are like hysterically laughing, looking really creepy. When he looked in the mirror, it flashed to that, and then Dale Bob smashing into the mirror, and then he like sees his reflection as Bob and says, "You're still with me, that's good." But I liked visually like what all of that was doing between the flashes back and then also like him looking at himself in the mirror. I was like, hell yeah, brother.
I think it's cool that the show commits to actually just using footage from the original run of the show. And I think it's great that they've been able to do all of that. Like the rights were allowed them to basically put scenes from both the movie and the show into the show. So I think it's a really cool moment that could come off as like maybe a little cheesy, but I think works really well here just because it's so nightmare fuel. That's the best way to put it. So another just general thought for me, I was excited to see both Mike Nelson and Nadine are back from the original run. And I wanted to say the first time I watched the show, I did not realize that was Mike.
Well, can you explain to everyone where you saw Mike?
Mike
because
is the one.
I think it's very easy to miss.
For Steven's interview, he's the one that's like, "This is the worst resume I've ever seen."
Steven is the piece of shit boyfriend
from and he's from Get Out.
Yeah.
He is asking. He's like doing this job interview or whatever, and Mike's like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Get your shit together." All this that I was looking, I was like, "That guy looks familiar," and I didn't realize till later that it's Mike.
It's very interesting how with like more side characters, how they're slowly peppering them in. It's just like a small tiny taste of like, oh hey, you're this character that you maybe liked or maybe hated. They still live here, but we're not really getting anything from them. I will say kudos to Mike for being like
He's
him
an
and
adult.
Bobby like are put together adults.
Yeah, who knew?
Seemingly. Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah. And I was kind of disappointed that you didn't have a bigger reaction to Nadine's first appearance.
I reacted. I wrote it in my notes.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. I looked at you and I was like, "Do you not realize Nadine is back and she looks the same?"
Yeah, no, I will be talking about that in character vibe checks.
Perfect.
So,
all right, well, those are my main
up.
general thoughts. Just like fun little character intros. I didn't think anything like, crazy things happen, but we'll get to them later. So, okay, let's get into Special Agent Cooper on the case then.
Okay, this is where I'm so mad at myself for not vocalizing thoughts that I had earlier, like between our last recording and when reveals happened in the show. Because I was like, damn it, I had it, and like I'm just annoyed at myself. But okay, so number 1, I put that the hotel key was found in Jade's car, and then I yelled, "Oh my god, that's what's missing."
Explain what you mean by that's what's missing.
So it's established earlier, the log lady tells Hawk that like there's something missing. That there's I forget
that has to do with his heritage.
That has to do with his heritage, and it's like a key to something with Cooper, or it's related to Cooper, whatever's missing. And so
it's not the bunny, you mean?
I never thought it was the bunny. Neither did Hawk until he went, "Is it the bunny?" And valid. We all second guess our
Hanna
doubt
did yell
ourselves, Karen.
OMG, that's what's missing. So that's your prediction now, is that that's what's missing?
Yeah, I was so mad at myself for like not thinking about it sooner because we saw him play with it in the car and then he drops it, which is how Jade Gives Two Rides found it in the car. So yeah, that big reveal to me. And then the other thing that I was like screaming about and like really frustrated at myself for was that I'm so mad. We've identified John Doe and it is Major Briggs. And I'm so mad at myself because we're like watching the episode and I'm like, shit, that's gonna be Major Briggs, isn't it? Like, it's a bigger dude. I've already established, I think the fingerprints are probably someone to do with Project Blue Book.
You did say that last episode and I just got silent and laughed.
I just was like, I was right there. I was 99% of the way there and I just didn't, my stupid brain wasn't like, yeah, it's obviously Briggs. So then watching the episode, I'm like, oh, it's Briggs. So then they go to say it and I'm just like, I yelled and I'm like, God damn it, I knew it, but like I didn't say it, so now I don't get like the streak.
This is a moment of you got to just not be afraid to put yourself out there.
Matt, I have anxiety and I struggle to put myself out there. That's why sometimes when we ask my predictions, I get all weird about it. And
you just got to say silly things.
Jump into
just predict. No one's going to be mad that you're wrong about a 10-year-old show.
Yeah, I'll be mad though.
Remember the guy that thought Andy was the killer?
Well, that's
remember
just
him.
Silly.
Be more like him.
I don't want people to think I'm that silly, so I don't always get there. But that, to be fair, until like I'm like watching the episode, like I'm so dumb. There it is. So I was like mad that I didn't at least vocalize it to you. But
it's very interesting. And my goodness, who did this to my boy Major Briggs?
Well, okay. Obviously, this is a topic of conversation we need to have because Bobby thinks that his dad died in that fire that mysteriously happened 25 years ago after what we now know is Mr. C went and visited him for the last time. And so that was, I think, another reason why I didn't immediately be like, oh, it's Briggs, because we thought he's been dead for 25 years. That doesn't mean he hasn't been dead for 25 years. But then it's like, where's his body been? Because it doesn't look that decomposed. It's not 25 years of composition.
There's a lot to think about, and I don't remember exactly how it runs down, but I did ask you a couple times to, I think, remember something, which was what was said to Briggs at the end of season 2.
I'm in the Black Lodge with Dale Cooper. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah. We still don't know who that's from. Sarah said it to him. But, like, in my mind, that's got to link us up somewhere.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, that I think is really interesting is that when Mr. C got the call from who he thought was Philip Jeffries, but was a fake Philip Jeffries, that caller said you met with Major Garland Briggs. And so we talked about that in the episode, like, how did he meet with Major Garland Briggs if Major Garland Briggs is dead and has been dead for 25 years? So that also, like, plays into it. It's like, are we talking about mating with him 25 years ago? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, it feels like it would have been something that just happened. So the caller's like, I know you did this in the last week, you know, yada, yada. So, yeah, I don't necessarily understand those pieces still. Well, which is why I didn't get there, like, as fast as I would have wanted to.
This is not, like, an answer for you. However, remember when Briggs went missing when the owls came? He didn't know how long he was gone for.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thought is, like, I mean, I do think that, you know, that could be a little spoilery, but yeah, I guess the guess would be like Bobby, like, they all think he died in the fire, but really he just disappeared and he's been in like the lodges or what have
Very
you
possible.
For how long, and now he's actually dead. And he hasn't been dead for 25 years. Or maybe he has been and his body's just been in the lodge and like we don't know how that shit works, so yeah.
All great theories, and I'm not going to tell you one way or the other.
As you should not.
But just things to think about. Okay, so what else do we got?
My third moment that I think will matter later, I was really struggling to figure out what I wanted to put for my 3, because the first 2 were like major revelations for me where I was like screaming. So I'm going to go with... Okay.
Dr. Amp's show.
It's not that. Okay. What I wrote down was the Mr. C call and freaking everything out in the jail. But what I'm actually going to say is the Blinky box and Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Yep. I have no idea what this is or why. I know there's a lot of discussion over it, and we'll have to think about this one. So, but I will say, I am not convinced that everything is correlated. So, like, she makes a phone call, and then it cuts to the box blinking. I think she says 2 or something, and it blinks twice, and then it cuts. That doesn't mean those things are necessarily connected.
I did not see those things as connected because she is calling the guys who are going to like get Dougie for the money, assuming that they're getting him because of the money that he owes them.
Yes. But the way it's cut, it makes you think they're connected.
It does, but I also, like, that doesn't make sense to me for them to be connected, especially then with the way it caps off. Like, the reason I'm questioning this is because of how the episode caps off, not because of how it showed up earlier. I do like that it bookends the episode. I think it's cool.
I think it's cool, too. Do you think that Mr. C's call is connected to the box, or do you think that's also a separate thing?
I think it could be.
Could be.
But I mean, like, my assumption was that one... I feel like that's more likely to be connected.
Or neither of them are connected.
If one of them's connected, it's the Mr. C. And I feel like it's probably connected. But again, like, because it does immediately follow something that I don't think is connected, I like can't say for certain. But like, it would make sense if... I mean, he's making a call that makes everything in the facility freak out.
It's really cool,
and then it's just like, and he's dialing a long ass number, and then the cow jumped over the moon on monotone, and then hangs up the phone and it stops, and then the blinky thing stops and like shrinks into the ball or whatever. So I could see that being correlated. I just don't know what it means.
Also, it's in Buenos Aires, which we know is connected to Philip Jeffries.
So that's very interesting.
We sound like actual lunatics talking about this show. This is very Pepe Silvia coded.
Pepe Silvia.
Philip Jeffries was in Argentina when he disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. So
I think we only saw that in the missing pieces, and now I don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is where we get that.
Yep.
For the first time.
So
now I'm Googling.
All I want to know is where is Agent Chet Desmond this whole time?
I don't
Where he been?
I fear he's never been my priority.
My God, just disappeared out of thin air.
I'm fine without. I'm sorry, Chet. She just didn't do it for me. Yeah. I don't think you were supposed to. So I don't feel that bad.
So are those your 3?
Yeah.
All right, let's stop being conspiracy theorists and let's do some character vibe checks. Let's make this a little more normal.
Okay. Do you want me to start with a character that we've met before on the show?
Well,
that I'm re-rating, or a new character? Pick first.
A new character.
New character. Okay. Amanda Seyfried's character. Except I didn't know her name. So I just wrote Amanda Seyfried is the most beautiful woman alive. So you're a mess, but I fear because you're Amanda Seyfried, I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 right now.
I love having her in the show. I think it's cool.
I love her so much.
And from a filmmaking perspective, I really thought that shot where it was it was a really wide lens, so it like made her face bigger and her eyes seem really far apart. And it was shot down on her, and it was very Laura Palmer coded, like through some of the Black Lodge shots that Lynch does, like looking down at Cheryl Lee. So I thought that was really cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like any sort of parallel that they're making there.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, Laura was on like this downward spiral of drug use and whatnot. So, I mean, I think that's it's another beautiful blonde with her whole life ahead of her who's unfortunately potentially ruining her life with drugs and men who aren't worth shit. Yeah. So, which is just my assumption because he like...
I think there's supposed to be some parallels, definitely.
It showed up in his interviews high. So
I don't blame either of them. But I mean, Laura's is a little different because it was like she was very clearly under attack.
Yes.
By people trying to see if they could corrupt and ruin her, and they couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, they did corrupt her, but she wouldn't bow down to them anyway.
I need to just add that, like, I work in mental health and recovery, so I'm not like trying to speak about these characters in a way that is stigmatizing their substance use, because obviously that is a thing I have a lot of empathy for.
Yeah.
But I also do think there's simultaneously like a frustration because they're taking advantage of a character that I know and I care about, like from the original run. And it does seem like she was even frustrated with him, like you did all this all day, like while you were trying to go to job interviews, and then we know that he like fucked off at the job interview.
And she's getting money from her mom so they can buy more.
Yeah, so that's like, I just felt like I needed to clarify that.
Something I wanted to say, just to like link to earlier in the show, is Bobby's talking about how there is a new drug coming across. And I'm assuming this is linked to that, either that new drug or the cocaine, that they can't figure out how it's getting there.
It would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really rating that character at all. I'm just rating Amanda Seyfried as a 10 out of 10.
Yep,
I
agreed.
have a crush on her.
I want to do all your 3 because I have a theme for mine. So I want to do all of yours and I'll do all of mine.
Okay. My next one is The Creep in the Roadhouse.
Reasonable.
Negative 100,000 out of 10.
Why?
Why?
Which creep? What did he do?
Okay, well, he is smoking next to a no smoking sign, which...
Badass.
I knew you were going to say that. I was almost going to say, which, you know, you could read as badass, but then he's bribing some dude.
A cop.
And then to make, well, that surprises me 0%.
Yeah.
D-gen cops, I mean...
The cop that we also didn't
what?
trust with our coffee last week.
Exactly.
So clearly our
So
instincts were on.
My instincts are perfect. But really what the issue is him, like, manhandling this woman. He grabs her, he puts a hand around her fucking neck, he asks her if she wants to fuck.
And he said, I'm going to laugh
And,
while
like,
I
that
fuck
is,
you.
like, his language that he uses. Refers to them as little smoking babies, and then, again, follows up with, I'm going to laugh when I fuck you, bitch.
So I wrote it as assaults her. The way it was written on Wikipedia was molests her. And I was like, I don't know if that's the right word here, but I think assault. We'll call that an assault. That was crazy.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, also, the fact that these
scary
men in
looking.
these shows have, like, the audacity to do that kind of shit in public is...
It's definitely commentary. I think this shit happens.
I know, and it's horrifying. Like,
This
I
gets
just
scary,
can't
though.
process, like, a witness doing, like... Obviously, I don't do those types of things to people. So, like, my opinion on whether I can process acting out in public is, like...
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, I'm not doing those things. Of course I can't process it. But, like, I simply cannot process. Like, if you're gonna be a piece of shit and you're doing it out in the open, like, bruh, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. You got another one?
My final one, a character that we know and hate. Alex Jones. I mean, Jacoby, negative 1,000,000 out of 10. Of course, he continues to be a fucking grifter. Of course, he is a right-wing conspiracy theorist nut job. And of course, Jerry and Nadine watch this shit.
I didn't fully understand why this was here the first watch. And I think it makes sense when I think back on it. And I feel like some of the show is trying to be like, you guys didn't understand these characters and let me like kind of take them to their natural conclusion. And for this one, I think it's like this clear indicator that he's been a grifter the whole time. Like he's been a shitty psychiatrist. He was just, he even said before, I never really care about any of my patients except I cared about Laura.
Yeah, he
right?
quite
so
literally says it.
It's taking him to the end of the grift. And in this one, some of the stuff he says, I can't even tell if it's like right wing or not. It's just so, he's just saying buzzwords and then selling a product, which
Matt,
is like the epitome of grift. What did he say?
It's 7:00. Do you know where your freedom is?
But he never actually says anything that's like the typical culture war stuff of the time that the grifters, or does he? He says so much shit that I can't even
talks
tell.
about shoveling your way out of the shit and into the truth.
Correct.
Which is so, like, fake news coded. Like,
agreed.
Use this shovel to dig your way out of the fake news.
Agreed on all of
left
that. It was
media.
just like, but none of that's ever actually said. So I was like, what? It's almost so.
I think it's so implied.
I think it's implied, definitely. But I'm saying what he's saying is such an. I'm not saying giving Alex Jones any credit, but there's like a clear attack and a thing he's saying most of the time, whether it's fucking Sandy Hook victims. In this one, he is just saying so much buzzword nonsense that I'm like, wait, what is his message? And I think that the kind of the joke is that's how these grifters operate.
Yes.
Is they say very, very vague things to the point where people are like, yeah, I would agree with that without realizing what they're actually agreeing with, which is why like Nadine is sitting there being like, yeah, I need to shovel myself out of the shit.
This tracks for Nadine. I'm sorry.
Very much.
Girlfriend's been a mess.
And I don't know what
show.
Jerry's thinking as, you know, the big cannabis dealer.
That
but
makes even more sense to me.
Again, yes, I understand. But I'm more just saying
like Jerry.
it's a funny commentary both on what grifters do, which is say absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That was my point when you were calling him like right wing. Like, yes, I think it's right wing coded, but none of what he actually says is of any substance, which makes it even funnier. And then two, it's just to point out the fact that this man is a grifter through and through and has been always. It's all about the money. And like, I just love that it cuts to him eventually doing this whole like selling these shovels for $30, these gold spray painted shovels.
The product being called Gold Shit Digging Shovel for $29.99.
It's very like pull yourself
It's
up
so
by your
funny.
bootstraps, but it's like, here, let me sell you this thing that doesn't do anything. It's just a 2-coat gold painted shovel.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's my whole like rant. I think this is interesting. It's funny that we kept cutting back to him to see it lead up to this.
Well, yeah, because in the last episode, I'm like, why the fuck is he painting shovels?
Yeah.
Like, and that's
now you
the
know.
only scenes we're getting with him is him painting shovels.
And this also being actual like Trump era media, like one of the main
That's why
ones
I'm
that people
saying
talk
it's
about.
very clearly.
Oh, I think so. I mean, also, I'm when I watch it, I'm like, what is he actually saying? Because I think again, that's the point. There's also this part where the tie he's wearing has like 2 lightning bolts on it, which is he's supposed to be Dr. Amp, and that's part of it. But I also think it's very SS coded. Like the collars.
Okay.
I don't know though. I'm assuming. I feel like I need to probably read up on this more, but I just think it's interesting. Yeah, it very much is supposed to be making fun of like right wing grifters though.
Yeah.
So,
I had this moment
and
at first.
Jones in general.
At first where I was like, okay, Joe Rogan. And then as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, he's doing an incredible Alex Jones impression. That's who it is.
Definitely.
I mean, it's that type of person, period. But
That type.
It's very
I
copy
think-
and
I
paste
guess, you know
Alex
what?
Jones screaming about
I
Sandy
think
Hook.
the reason I said, okay, I don't fully call it right wing is because it's clear to me he doesn't believe anything he's saying, which you could argue the right wing grifters don't either.
It's hard to know with him, though, because I do think you can say he doesn't believe or give a shit about anything he's saying, but then it's like, why is this the grift you chose then? I don't know.
Because that's how you make money. That's the grift that makes money. That's been proven.
I know.
But no,
But like, I can't imagine like
I think it's also letting you in when we watch
if I were to be grifting, I'd at least choose something that was like not.
The easiest one to do is the right wing grift.
No, I know that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But like, I couldn't.
You couldn't. Yeah,
do
no, I
that
understand.
particular.
I think it's
grift.
also the point of it is to kind of show you behind the scenes of like what these grifters actually think of you, and it's like no, they don't believe any of this shit either. They just want to cash in. It's a very on the nose representation, and I like that. So that's my whole thing, though. I don't want to say that it's not that. I feel like I misspoke by being like it's not a right wing grift. Like it's clearly supposed to be that, but I just more meant his language is so weird and it's nothing. It's air. So yeah. Okay, so that wraps up your vibe checks. So I said I have a theme for mine, so I decided to do all the worst people in the world for mine.
Oh, good, yeah.
So all of mine were 0 out of 10s. I decided. So first,
Nice.
0 out of 10. Steve, Aubrey Plaza. I just said Aubrey Plaza. Who do I mean? Amanda Seyfried's boyfriend, who gets fired. That dude is. You said it too. But
That guy sucks.
we said he sucks. And so 0 out of 10 for him.
Again, it's like, I have sympathy for the addiction, but that doesn't allow you to also be a piece of poop.
Yes. The creep at the Roadhouse who assaults a woman.
Yep.
0 out of
course,
10. Probably
yes.
should be lower. However,
give him, what, like in a negative 100,000
I think
or
so,
something?
yeah.
Negative a bajillion thousands?
just a 0 from me. And finally, the worst of the worst. Anthony Sinclair, who is the one that's out to get Dougie. Who Dougie accused of being a liar.
Oh!
And if Dougie says he's a liar...
Bro, I didn't even know who the hell you were talking
Yep.
about.
If Dougie says he's a liar, I trust Dougie.
I mean, I trust Dougie as well. He has this weird lodge intuition shimmer thing going on. I trust that. Well, I trust Coop with my life, and therefore I trust Dougie somewhat.
Yep.
Only somewhat, because he's still Dougieing around. But, yeah, that guy sucked. Speaking of Dougie, we do have a new segment called Dougieism of the Week, where we will share our favorite Dougie moments of the episode.
So, what was your favorite Dougie moment?
Okay, I have 2. I have Damn Good Joe.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. And then I also have doing the most extreme version of the potty dance known to mankind.
And then getting hit on
It
by
was
a woman at the
incredible.
same time.
Like, imagine you get hit on because you're doing a potty dance. That's beautiful.
I think My Dougieism. See, there were sweet Dougie moments this week. Special Agent, hearing Special Agent, and like having a moment of clarity is really great. And then we also have the very end, like him just seeing the statue with the gun and just standing and pointing at it because it reminds him of himself, possibly. So those are my Dougieisms.
Wow, we really covered the gamut of Dougie.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of Dougie
beautiful
in here. So, yep. All right. Well, we already kind of talked suspect of the week because we talked about you finding out who the body is or who you believe it is.
Yeah, and how I was, upsetty spaghetti.
I think you were upsetty spaghetti that you didn't figure it out.
I did.
But
Matt, I did. I just didn't say it.
You just didn't say it. No one will believe you.
I knew it in my heart. Okay, but there is the question of who killed them.
Very good question. Any thoughts?
I mean, I think it's very clearly someone controlled by Mr. C or whoever the fake Jeffries is.
Okay, I think these are all good ones that you can narrow down between. It's clearly coming
from that angle, that group of bad peoples. Or bad entity thingies, not peoples.
Yes. Yeah. I think those are all good. I'm excited. We'll check back in on that one. So write it down.
Of course we will, yeah.
So let's just jump into who we're trusting with our coffee this week. I have a great one. Okay, we both think so?
I have a good one. I'm really happy with mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The intern who delivered the coffee.
That was mine. I also had the intern that gives Dougie his coffee. Although maybe we shouldn't try. No, he did. He gave that guy's coffee away, and the guy got something he actually really liked. So.
Yeah, and he escorted Dougie around everywhere. He's trying his best, okay? He's trying his best, and I really support that.
I am trusting that man with my coffee for sure. He carried like 8 of them.
And he didn't spill a single one.
And then Dougie
really
chugged
impressive.
It. Oh, that maybe was the Dougieism moment, is when he just took the coffee,
hot coffee.
And literally chugged it and then opened his mouth smiling with coffee.
But he's holding it really cute and silly.
Yeah, but I'm trusting.
I like to hold things like that.
I'm trusting intern man with my coffee. The coffee guy with the coffee, obviously.
I hate how on the same wavelength we can be sometimes. It's embarrassing.
It's funny. We just have a similar sense of humor.
That's what it is. And I don't know if it always comes out on Horror Hour necessarily or like in certain friendships that we have and then other friendships or like playing D&D or on this fucking podcast. Yeah. It's like a copy paste of the same brain doing dumb shit. Mm-hmm. But there was no other answer. I really couldn't think of anybody. And I was like, I've nailed it. I got it. Unfortunately, you also nailed it. So I'm not special.
Well, who aren't you inviting?
I have a list.
Oh, yeah. We can say that. We said in the first season, there were a lot of men in season 1 that we would not invite to coffee throughout the whole season. Mm-hmm. A couple women, too. Mostly men.
My list is all men.
Okay.
And it's going to sound oddly similar to your vibe checks. So it's gonna be the creep in the roadhouse, Amanda Seyfried's shit-ass boyfriend, Steve. And Jacoby.
Oh, yeah.
Jacoby can fuck himself. I mean, that's been my opinion since day one.
Oh, yeah. I gave long rant about him in general, and I love all the memes that are like, I'm always thinking that all the people in Twin Peaks would really benefit from therapy. And then I remember that this is the one therapist in town.
It's so sad for them. I'm devastated for this town.
Well, I just had mine is Creep in the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
All right. So who do you think is the best performance of this episode?
I wrote down a bunch of question marks. I don't know. I don't have like a standout.
I don't know. I like Amanda Seyfried though.
I'm glad we're still on the same page because if you forced me to pick, I was going to pick Amanda Seyfried for that like look scene that she's doing.
David Lynch or whoever's holding the camera too.
But still.
I just like her. I think she fits very well into this weird world and also this town of Twin Peaks. She feels like she kind of can fit as one of these townies or these teenagers, these reckless teenagers. Mm-hmm. And so I just enjoy that a lot, and it's kind of cool to see someone who we grew up with and who's very famous now be acting in a Lynch project.
It's awesome.
Especially for someone who is as famous as she is going into this.
Yeah, it's very cool to be such, like, she at this point had like a decent body of work and obviously has even more now and should have been up for an Oscar by this point, and it's a shame that she hasn't been. So it's cool to see someone like that.
I'll joke that she's the Piper Laurie of this season.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's so many famous people because you got Matthew Lillard, you have I just watched Jim Belushi's in this, and he was in this episode too. Like, there's a lot of very famous people throughout. It's just funny that she's like you're like the star that almost feels a little more out of place in the first season, how everyone's a bunch of no names, and then there's Piper Laurie. So
I'm with that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you want to get into some cherry pie versus Black Lodge moments?
Yes. Okay, my cherry pie moments is a very small joke made at the autopsy of John Doe. She says, "Cause of death. I think someone cut this man's head off."
I forgot about that.
I laughed out loud. That shit was so fucking funny. And like, I love that even these like fucked up moments of doing an autopsy.
You gotta know those people joke.
Oh yeah, how do you get through your day?
Yeah, without
working around death constantly without making jokes.
Still thinking back, and I know we'll have to talk about this later. We haven't seen Bill Hastings in a while. Matthew Lillard's character.
Dude, what the hell? Where's my boy Bill?
He'll be back. He's in jail.
Yeah, I know.
But it's funny that he's being framed or blamed for this. But this was like a weird art installation murder. Why is apparently Briggs's body in there with Ruth's head on Briggs's decapitated body?
It's crazy.
Like, that is weird. You really think Bill Hastings is going through with all that? I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, it's not Bill Hastings.
Well, my cherry pie moment, I spoiled.
Wait, I had another
sorry,
one.
you had another one? My bad. Go ahead.
I also have the entirety of Dougie at work.
Well, that's part of mine because my cherry pie moment was he's lying.
Yeah.
When there's a little thing on his head, whatever it is, the little halo on Anthony Sinclair's head. Mm-hmm. I just love Dougie, and that was a very fun moment. Yeah. I do have a somewhere in between. Do you?
No.
I wrote this a while ago because we are a little behind and I watched this, but I wrote Dr. Amp as my somewhere in between. And I think, sorry, Norton just sighed. It's staying in because it was funny. He said that's how he feels about me putting this as somewhere in between.
Yeah, I don't get it.
What I think the Dr. Amp stuff is really, really funny. So it's not exactly a Black Lodge moment of like uncomfortableness. It's like, this is so ridiculous and so timely and well made, but also like yucky. So
it's really yucky.
That's why it's into somewhere in between.
Okay, I can vibe with your justification, but it still causes me great pain.
Yeah, it looks too real for life for you.
Yeah. I can't.
It's even more out there than the real shit, I think. But
I don't even know if that's accurate.
Yeah, maybe not.
I mean,
all right. Do you have any?
Alex Jones, I killed those kids. It's not out there. It's not out there enough.
True. Yeah.
Like,
I killed those kids.
Like, maybe the shovels part is out there, but like everything else is pretty.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
I think it's also
crazy like
just the whole grift of selling the shovel straight up is very funny
so
to me.
funny.
I said that earlier though.
I do love the shovels, to be fair.
Hit me with your Black Lodge moment.
I have several, as per usual.
Yeah.
Mr. C is seeing his reflection of Bob in the mirror. You're still with me. That's good.
That was, and can I comment that that's a very interesting moment that I don't think I understood very well the first time I watched. So I should say to you, Mr. C is not just Bob. And I think
Mr. C is a doppelganger that also has a Bob.
Correct. And I think that that's interesting. And I feel like, I think I understood it, but it was definitely like a question of when, because the way it's shown at the end of the series is that Bob is looking back in Coop's reflection.
Yes.
Which then what this also kind of does is it implies a little more about Leland, that Leland wasn't just taken over by Bob. Leland was there with Bob inside of him. It wasn't that it was just all Bob. So I think
it's tough though, because I feel like you could say here that like there's the only reason that they both are having so much agency is because he's a Black Lodge entity in himself.
That's a good question.
You could argue that.
You could argue. I'm just saying I think it lets us know a little bit more about Bob being latched in. And the fact
Leland had enough agency.
Yes. And I just also think it's interesting in this situation that Mr. C is like, oh, I'm glad you're still with me. Like that there might have been times where he's almost been so much acting on his own that Bob's really just been a passenger for Mr. C's wrongdoings or whatever he's up to. Mm-hmm. So
I also have, obviously, Mr. C's phone call, which we'll talk about in more depth shortly. And I have the 119 woman being passed out because I do think we can infer from what we've seen of her before that it's probably from drug and alcohol use, and that is really sad in like a real life terrible way. And then, of course, the creep in the roadhouse, in all caps, the ultimate Black Lodge moment here.
That's what I had. It's so well done. I feel like we glaze Lynch all the time because why wouldn't we? But it's just another one of those moments of like writing and directing that is so scary and has such a dangerous, vile man on screen that feels like they're going to come through the TV and mess your own day up. Mm-hmm. And this guy just seems like a normal guy in quotes. It just, the way that they act feels very like it could be real, yet it's so out there and ridiculous that it's just horrifying. It like mixes... I'm struggling to talk about it because I just feel like this is the only time I really see this done is in Twin Peaks, really. And in Lynch's work. Now, I've seen in other parts of Lynch's work, just like abusive men are portrayed as they are, and they're horrifying.
As they should be.
Yeah. I think about, what's his name in Blue Velvet is another really good example of this.
Terrifying.
Actually, a very similar character. What? I can't think of the actor's name. Dennis Hopper.
Yes.
Oof. Pabst Blue Ribbon!
You love to quote that.
Yeah, he's a horrible person, though.
Okay. Should we get into our what the hell moment from the episode?
All of season 3 is a what the hell moment. But yeah, do you have one?
I do.
I don't know if I wrote one.
Yeah, I had you move it down in the order, and you then forgot to come up with one, even though this is your bit.
Shit.
Okay, but I'm sure we'll have the same one.
Okay.
And that is Mr. C's phone call. And the effects of Mr. C's phone call.
Yeah.
Including monotone-ass Mr. C gets offered his phone call. He stares into the camera menacingly and says, "Now that everyone's here, I will take my one phone call." He dials a long-ass number that sets off a bunch of alarms and flickering lights in the facility. Into the phone, he says, "The cow jumped over the moon." Then he hangs up the phone and it all stops. And then after that is the little, like, ball blinky box
the box that we saw activated at the beginning of the episode from a call from a woman.
Yeah.
But again, who knows if they're actually connected. We talked about that. And it's also in Buenos Aires, the box.
Mm-hmm. But mine, like, the blinky box ball thing is obviously a part of that, and how it potentially is connected to Mr. C hanging up that phone call or making that phone call, whatever. But just that sequence of events on the call is my what the hell. Like, how is he doing this? What is happening? I'm scared.
He's Mr. C, baby. That's about it. He can do whatever he wants, apparently.
The cow jumped over the moon. What is this a code word for?
Great question. I think it's just to show that he's got connections everywhere. Does have a plan in all of this, and that's scary. So,
yep.
I don't know though. It's also very clear he wanted everyone to be there to see him do this.
Yeah.
Now that everyone's here, beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop, really fast, and all the lights are going crazy. It is scary.
In a more recent project, Emma Stone in Begonia.
Yeah.
when she's doing like the 40-digit code.
Definitely.
That we think is fake, but is not.
Well, I'll stick with that what the hell. I do have an interesting dying to discuss, though.
I have a dying to discuss.
Can I do mine first?
Well, yes, go ahead.
What is up with Frank Truman's wife?
Yeah, okay,
the sheriff, the current sheriff. What is her deal? And he just takes it. She comes in and is like complaining, and he's like, "I took care of that," and then immediately finds another way to complain. I was like, "What's her problem? Why is she so angry?" And he just like literally, he just takes it and is like, "Yeah, yes, dear, I took care of that. Actually, I did this." Are they gonna fix those pipes?
I don't care. I didn't even write this down anywhere because
you don't even remember it.
Didn't give a shit.
But it's a very weird scene.
All I wrote down from the whole scene is Frank Truman's wife is angry. And like that's all I put. I moved on very fast.
It's like she's portrayed as very unreasonable, mostly because there's a moment where he says like, "Oh yeah, I took care of that," and then she finds something to complain about on top of that, which I was like, damn.
Be like that sometimes.
Poor Frank. Yeah, that was it. I was just like, what's going on here? Lodge entity. Frank Truman's wife is a lodge entity.
You heard it here first. Okay, I have one though.
Okay, what's yours?
The way I wrote this is so funny. I wrote Major Briggs and the stomach ring.
Major Briggs and the stomach ring.
So,
Yeah.
Dougie's ring was found in his stomach.
From Janie E.
And what the fuck? Why is it there besides being left as some sort of calling card? What else would it be there for? Except, clearly it's not like a real calling card. Like, Dougie didn't do it. Unless it was Mr. C controlling Dougie. So
well, you have to remember, what was Dougie before Coop took his place?
No, I know. He was like a...
Tulpa is the word. Yeah.
Yeah, made by the lodge and whatever. So I'm like wondering if... Oh yeah, duh. Okay. So I'm like, obviously all of this is orchestrated somehow by Mr. C and or fake Jeffries or Bob or whatever the fuck. And knowing the real Dale would end up in Dougie's body, so now the crime can be pointed back to Dougie, who's really Dale. Is my thought.
I like all of these ideas. Also, every time you say fake Jeffries, my tummy hurts. Fake Jeffries really scares me.
My tummy hurts.
That was a really scary scene, especially because Mr. C's scary, and in that moment he seemed scared. I know that was like a couple episodes back, but just like fake Jeffries, I don't like it. Poor, what's his name? Wow, I can't think of the famous singer, David Bowie. My brain's just not working. I took a nap before this.
Our brains just are soup lately.
It's fine.
You should see how long it took us to record this episode.
Yeah.
It's just soup up in here, man.
Okay, so I like all of these. Do you have any other dying discuss, or can we go to questions we're carrying forward?
Let's do questions.
Let's do some questions. All right, what do we got, Hannah?
Okay. I feel like I might have asked some of these things earlier or like before in previous episodes. Whose house is Dougie's car at?
Great question.
Why had
That got blowed up. It was wherever he was hanging out with Jade.
Yeah, where is that? Whose house? What
Albuquerque.
property is this?
It's not Albuquerque. It's outside of Vegas.
Why had the deceased body, which we now know is Major Briggs, not eaten in the days before passing? And if Briggs had allegedly passed away 25 years ago, as to like Bobby's thought, how is his body not deteriorated? And then obviously about the ring that we just discussed. So I get my thought is he hadn't eaten in a few days because he was in the lodge for probably more than a few days. And I'm guessing since that fire where everyone thought he was dead, he's just been stuck in the lodge and then in real time ish killed and then left there with Ruth Davenport. But also, what the fuck? So I guess
like
there's
that
a lot of things there that I'll have to...
I like that you're putting forth theories, though. I like the written theories. That's fun, so we can come back to them.
Yes.
Okay. Don't be scared to say them. You sounded like you were like hesitant in giving your theory.
I do get nervous. It's fine.
I want you to know when the show is over, you're going to have to when the show is completely over and done, you'll be putting forth more theories. So
awesome, great.
Yeah.
Okay, Dougie's wife says they have $425,000, tells him to call and pay off his $50,000 debt. What does he owe this money for?
You'll find out soon.
I would assume.
Yeah.
You're having one of your episodes, is something his coworker says to... Dougie's coworker says to him. Does Dougie have moments of this severity a lot? And if so, is it related to drug and alcohol benders, or is it related to his connection to the lodges and Mr. C and Tulpa?
I don't think you'll ever get an answer, but it makes a little more sense why people are just okay with this bullshit.
They're like, bro is a hot mess anyway, so like this is just a new level of hot mess for him, whatever.
Makes it kind of funny.
But also, what the hell?
And why are all the ladies interested in him? That's my
question.
How did Dougie end up with Naomi Watts?
He is good in bed.
Maybe.
That's my theory. I think he accidentally got her pregnant with
Sunny Jim.
Sunny Jim. And she was the type
Janie's
of woman
the
who is...
She's not getting those engraved rings for him unless she really loved him, though.
Maybe.
All right. Continue, though.
Okay. Why is Dougie having this shimmer visual showing him who's lying, which slot machines to try, etc.? Is there, again, another proposed theory? Is there, like, something in the lodges that is trying to help him that's causing it?
Well, I will get to it.
Who did Shelley have kids with? Do we know them? Will we know them?
Great question.
Is Norma still with Ed? Where is Ed?
Also a great question.
I want to know the 16 hits for Major Briggs in 25 years. They say if this is real, but it won't be, we have to alert the FBI. So, like, what were those hits before? And I'm guessing none of them were real.
That's what
But, like,
Ernie Hudson made it sound like.
Yeah,
so.
I just want more details. I want a spin-off show
Why?
about all 16 of
Me
those
too.
hits explored.
Why people find Major Briggs's fingerprints places.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is freaky, actually, now that you say it.
Who is that asshole in the roadhouse, and why the fuck is he acting like this? Why would anyone act like this? Especially, no one should act like this, but especially in public. What?
Yep.
Whose fingerprints is Agent Preston comparing? I don't know if I just didn't see correctly or not.
We'll talk. I think she'll bring it up. I know what it is, but I don't know.
That it will be established.
Yep.
What the hell is going on with all the alarms and flickering lights?
Great
during
question.
The phone call.
You already asked that.
Yep, and the scenes in Argentina and the Blinky Box capital.
What? I don't even know what to tell you to carry forward there. These are all decent.
Yeah. Should we go through my lingering
Yeah, let's go your
questions?
lingering.
Okay. How did Major Briggs die? And does it have anything to do with that mysterious last visit from Mr. C?
Probably.
Yeah. Why did Mr. C have a dog leg in the trunk of his car?
Every time you asked that, I forgot that he had that.
Yeah, I'm so flustered.
He was eating it. It was a snack.
The new lady in the room said, okay, so that's from like the purple sea thing.
Yes.
The second woman said, you better hurry, my mother's coming. Who's her mother? Do we know her / will we know her?
This is going to be a theory you'll have to make at some point. Just so you know.
Okay. Why was Jacoby spray painting shovels?
So we could shovel our shelves out of the shit. I said shovel our shelves.
Yeah, I know. Awesome. Okay. I have to tell you something. I wasn't there, but I had a dream that night that I was in her apartment, is what Matthew Lillard tells
That is
his
such a
wife.
scary thing, too. The idea, it reminds me of Malignant, which is a funny thing to bring up, but like dreaming you're doing something and then it turns out it actually happened. Mm-hmm. That is so freaky and cool.
That's
Sorry, just thinking about it.
How that happened is the question.
Well, it's Twin Peaks, Hanna. What do you mean?
Duh. Okay. The caller saying you met with Major Garland Briggs.
The fake Jeffries.
Yeah, the
says
fake
that.
Jeffries.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting given
Considering
what we learned here. So I guess the question is, how recently did that visit that Jeffries is referring to occur? Is he referring to the fire visit or a more recent visit where he might have decapitated him, perhaps?
Yep. Which maybe makes more sense that Mr. C was freaked out because he's thinking no one should know that happened.
Yeah, there's a lot
possibility.
of thoughts here.
Yeah.
Okay, and the giant saying, listen to the sounds, it's in our house now, which we theorize is like maybe someone eavesdropping. But he says, remember 4:30, Richard and Linda, 2 birds with 1 stone. What is 4:30? And 2 are Richard and Linda.
You're going to be holding on to that one till the end of time.
Who is the mysterious billionaire that owned the box?
We'll figure that out eventually, but you could probably make a guess at some point.
I'm okay right now.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay.
What is the Blue Rose Task Force?
Doesn't get any bluer.
Exactly. Sarah tells Major Briggs, I'm in the Black Lodge with Dale Cooper. I'm waiting for you. Tea, spill it.
I mean, I still think that is this his Mr. C meeting that happens right after, and that was Bob or the doppelganger, or maybe it's another entity, but just things to think about, you know. But I think you got you've kind of proposed some theories already today about what this could be about.
Yeah, I just don't feel good removing the question.
That's fine, leave it.
How long have Laura and her mother had dreams?
Been asking that since the 3rd episode of the show.
Yep. And Al's question.
All right, you told me recently that you're ready to answer this question.
I
or
think
at least
it's like everything that we've talked about Al's being, especially when I Googled Al's.
Okay.
So I do think in this case, there maybe representing a few things, including being an omen of bad things happening and like a physical, real world, visible connection between the world of like Twin Peaks, the town, as well as the world of the lodges, specifically like the Black Lodge. But it also could be like a vessel for lodge entities, especially because that shot of Bob. Ow.
That is what I think. The last thing you said. I mean, I think everything you're right about, but I have always kind of taken it as that is the entities can take over Al's or can transfer through Al's. And so there are moments where Bob literally leaves and then go, and like an owl in the forest, in Ghostwood Forest, maybe an entity.
Yeah.
That's always how I've thought about it.
Yeah,
so,
and I do think that one shot really gives a lot of
the owls are not what they seem. So it could be, Bob or whoever else, and they're transporting around. Like, I mean, think of the Chalfonts just disappearing, right? That live next to Harold. Remember?
Oh,
No?
yeah.
Like, do they just become an owl and go somewhere? They're animorphs. I'm
Who's
kidding.
to say?
But yeah, that's how I've interpreted it. I also, though, it's interesting because it there's a lot of hints that there's connections to the lodges through electricity. So I'm like, do they also travel through electrical wires? And there's like kind of some hints of that, especially with sound throughout. So I don't know. I like it. I think that's a good theory to put forth. I don't think you're going to get much more than that, if I remember correctly. So. Okay. So I think you can pull it.
Owls be gone.
I think that some owls are entities, or some entities use owls to travel. So, especially ones that live in Ghostwood Forest.
Be gone, owls.
Yes, be gone,
from
owls.
My list.
Owls are scary.
Owls are so fucking scary. Should I post that really, really terrible photo of me being scared of owls?
You could. Yeah. What Twin Peaks does to a motherfucker.
That's really funny.
That's a great idea, actually.
It's like so bad.
The owls are not what they seem, and it's you just like very scarily petting this beautiful looking owl.
I didn't even touch it, bro.
Oh, I did.
I could not get that close to that thing. It's me like holding a drink, making the worst face of my life, but thinking I'm trying to smile, but I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, joy.
Okay. Well, I think you finally done it, though. You could have taken a guess at owls after that episode with Bob's face on it. I thought you were going to.
I know. I've just
Isn't
held
there
it
another
there because
one?
I was nervous.
There's one at the end once Bob leaves where there's an owl coming at the camera, and then there's that one where the owl's face literally covers Bob's face.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I have one more thing before we get to ratings. I want to do our messages from the log, where we get a message from someone on Instagram who wanted to talk about an old episode, and I told them I would bring it up. And it was about the waiter, and we were asking if we thought the waiter was a lodge entity. Remember?
We have since discussed that on episodes.
Yes. But this person said something really interesting that I liked and said, you guys question whether or not the senile waiter is real or not. Oh, this is also from Joe Oblivion on Instagram. You guys question whether or not the senile waiter is real or not, but I always thought he, much like the one-armed man was a host to Mike, was a host for a being from the lodge, in this case, the giant specifically. And I thought that was a really interesting idea, that the giant would be helping Coop, but we kind of know that the giant helps in mysterious ways and is kind of slow. And so him, taking over the waiter for a period of time to try to help Coop in that moment or give him information, especially because the waiter disappears and the giant ends up standing there to talk to him. You missed something.
Yeah.
I really liked that. There is a moment, though, where the waiter, and the giant are all sitting next to each other in, I believe, the finale or Firewalk with Me. He said, the giant even wears the waiter's outfit, or at least it's close enough that my brain says that they are the same. So, Joe Oblivion, I really like that you sent that. I appreciate it. Also, Joe Oblivion's title is Siggy Butt _brains. So, Siggy Butt Brains. Yeah, either way, thought that was cool. So, thank you for being a message from the log. I really like your theory. There's so much to think about. Because then there's also 3 or 1, and then it makes you think, are the arm, the giant, and the... what's it called? 3 different entities, the senile waiter. So, okay. Well, anything else you want to say before we rate this episode?
No.
All right. What do you got for it?
I think it's a damn fine cup of coffee. I liked it.
I actually wrote on this one, and I don't remember. I said fine to lukewarm, somewhere in between. It's not a damn fine. It was fine.
I
All of them are good. Again, the whole return's good. So, okay, well, anything else you want to talk about? You want to go watch the next one? I think it's time.
I think it's time.
Part 6. Yeah, we've been slow. We've been a little behind on our episodes because it's summer and life has been crazy. But no one out there will know because that's movie magic. Right?
Movie magic,
movie
baby.
Magic, baby. No one's going to know that we're behind because all the episodes are pre-recorded. Okay, well, thank you. It's very Lynchian if you think about it.
That's so beautiful.
You know how time works versus recording. Yeah, you know. Okay, well, that's it. So we will see y'all next week with a fresh cup of coffee.
Thank you for listening to Welcome to Twin Peaks, a Twin Peaks rewatch podcast from Horror Hour with the Hannas. If you liked the episode, please make sure to give us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app. If you'd like to call into the show, call us at 215-821-9584. You can find us on the socials at Welcome to Twin Peaks Podcast on Instagram, or at our original account at Horror Hour Hannas on TikTok. Come back soon for more coop, coffee, and cream corn.